Hi everyone, welcome to Data Analytics and BI. Before we jump into today's project, let me share something personal with you. I'm not only a data analytics trainer, I'm also an author. I have written a science fiction novel called as Voyagers of the Lost Earth, and now it is available on Amazon. So go to amazon.com and search for Voyagers of the Lost Earth. Voyagers of the Lost Earth. Click on it. You find Voyagers of the Lost Earth by Sharat Chandra. Click on it and click on Buy Now and purchase the book. When you purchase the book, you will get the complete dataset and complete project documentation, inputs for resume building, and many more. Please find the book link in the description below. Thank you. So there are many CTEs. This is the first CTE. Okay. This is the first CTE. And this is the second CTE, third one, fourth one, fifth one. So there are around 5 CTEs in the table. Okay, we created 5 CTEs. So CTEs are used for calling the columns or whatever the data, whatever the columns that we give alias name, we can call directly so that with the CTEs, the calculation will be faster. Okay, the calculation. So there is no need of writing all these pre-tax MRP produced. What do we have for the pre-tax MRP? So there is no need of writing the formula again and again or functions again and again. So we can directly call from the above CTE. So we created around 5 CTEs and at the end we are directly calling these data. Okay, PC.star means all the columns and these are all the other calculation part. So what is the next thing that we need to do? So full form of CTE is common table expression. So it's a temporary virtual table, so which is used for faster execution. And it is not, we will not be able to see that as a table. So in the Object Explorer, so when I expand the databases and under the databases, there are many tables. In the tables, we will not be able to see the table, whatever the query that we have. But on top of it, what did we do? We created a view. What is that view? Create view. Okay, create or alter view. Why alter view? For example, if you in future, if you make any changes, so there will not be any creation of new table. So the alter will directly make whatever the changes that we are doing in the created view only. Okay, in the created view only. What is the next step? Okay, what is the next step after building the CTE? So after building the view. Okay, so there are 2-3 ways of getting the data into Power BI. Okay, there are 2-3 ways of getting the data into Power BI. So I can directly click on the Excel workbook. Okay, click on the get data. This is I'm in Power BI. Go to text or CSV. So wherever the file is existing, okay. If you see in the drive, you have the CSV files. You directly go to that folder and go to dataset and click on the files. Okay, click on all and open that. Okay, what do? I click on open. So what I'm trying to do, I am trying to import the data from the Excel or CSV files into Power BI. Okay, we are trying to get the Excel or CSV files into Power BI. Okay, let me show the first way. Then we will go for the next second way. Okay, so that you will explain the same thing in the interview. I'm explaining it in the, so how do we do in the organization? It's a live. Okay, what is the regular practice of getting the data into Power BI? So what do I do? So let me go to transform data. Okay, in the transform data, we can get the data into Power BI. We can also connect. So let's see how do we connect. Okay, let me click on text to CSV. So whatever the columns, whatever the tables that we need. So let me get those into here. So click on OK. Okay, what we are trying to do, we are trying to get the data into Power BI. So click on again, text to CSV. What is the second one? Category. Okay, so let me pull the category into this table. Okay, yes. And let me click on this again, text to CSV. The third one, so main category. Okay, so let me click on this. Okay, or let me click on again, new source again. So let me directly take the fact table. Okay, it follows the same thing. So this is the fact table. Okay, it is loading. Click on OK. Yes, the data is loaded. So how many? There are around 80,000 records. So if I go to brand family, yes, the data looks good. There is no need of making any data transformation. Category, yes, it looks good. Main category, okay, we need to make the first row as header. Click on use first row as header. So I made some changes. So here there are 2-3 ways of joining the data into in the fact table. Click on merge queries. Okay, click on merge queries and click on unit ID. So okay, we pulled the brand. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to scroll right side for the brand. Where is that brand column? Brand family ID. So CF. Okay, brand family code. Okay, in the fact table it is ID, but in the dimension table it is code. Okay, so let me click on OK. So if you see here in the fact table, there are 26 columns. Okay, there are 26 columns. What we are trying to do, we want to pull brand family into the fact table. Let me click on OK. Okay, let me click on OK. So expand. You see this? Okay, click on the expand left and right arrow. Expand it. Uncheck this. Uncheck use original column name. Click on brand family. Now you see 27th column. Okay, previously we had 26 columns. Okay, 26 columns. What we are trying to do, we have pulled another column into this table. So how many records are there? 80,000 records. On an average, there are 80,000 records, 80K records for 26. So 26 columns multiplied by 80,000 records. Okay, 80,000 records. So it would be some lakhs. And again, I pulled this one. Again, this column has 80,000 records. So, okay, from the category also, I pull the data. I pull one column, 28th column. That 28th column will also have 80,000 records. Okay, again, product category, another column, 29th column. That column will also have 80,000. Every time, okay, there are around how many tables are there? So there are around good amount of probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 tables are there. If I pull the 10 columns into this fact table, so 10 columns multiplied by 80,000 records. 26 plus 10, 36 columns. Okay. When I load the data into Power BI, okay, what do I do? Okay, what will we do? So let me also pull others. Okay. So let me show how do we do. So you should also know how do we do in the real time. So let me also pull after category, main product category, manufacturing unit. Click on OK. Okay. So let us make use first choice header. And again, let me go for next. Okay. After manufacturing unit, material category. Okay. So let me click on basic comma. Okay. Do we have anything? Okay. Let me click on OK. Again, same thing, use first choice header. Okay. And again, let me click on this text CSV after material tag size. Okay. So let me click on OK. Pack size, okay. There is no need of use first choice header. Click on this again. CSV. Okay. After pack size, plant manager. Click on OK. Yes, the data is loaded. Again, click on new source, plant manager, product to pack. Click on OK. Okay. And again, let me click on this text CSV. After product pack, state. And the last one, subcategory. Okay. Last one, subcategory. So let me click on OK. The last one is subcategory. Yes. So we pulled subcategory also. Okay. What do I do? So let me do some changes in the options and settings. Not the data source. Not the data source. Let me do some changes, options. Let me disable the relationship. Okay. Let me disable the option in the current file data load, auto detect new relationship. Okay. Now let me close and apply. What does it mean? When we load the data into Power BI, so it will not automatically detect the data type. So that is the option. We disabled it because so we have code, ID codes. Okay. Some tables have ID, some tables have code. So it doesn't make auto detection would not make the relation between the tables. What do we need to do once we load the data into Power BI? So we need to go for data modeling. The second step is data modeling. Yes, the data is loaded. Okay, the data is loaded into Power BI. Okay, go to data modeling. Okay, what do we need to do here? We need to make the star schema. What is the star schema? Fact table is surrounded by the dimension table. So what we are trying to do here? We are trying to make a lookalike star schema. Okay, I just we need to make some arrangements. Okay, uh, so keep all the tables. Okay, one after the other. Okay, let me put that. So let me pull it down. Okay, so put it over here. Let me take one more table. Okay, put it over here. Let me bring it little down. Let me put one more table above fact table. There are two more tables. Okay, let me pull these two tables also. Okay, let me put it over here. Okay, so what did we do? Oh, we also have other tables. Okay. Okay, there are many tables available here. So what do we need to do? We need to make this, we need to make like look-alike star schema. Okay, so let me decrease the size a little bit. So let me pull it down, pull this little down, move this up, here also up. Okay, so now if you see, this is the fact table. Okay, the one which we see, this is the fact table. Fact table is surrounded by the dimension table, and we make the relation between them so that the data travel in between all the tables. Then it is called as a star schema. Okay, then it is called as a star schema. So this is fact table. Okay, this is fact table. So what do we do now? So now let us go and make one by one. Brand family ID, brand family code. Okay, let me brand family ID, brand family code. Just drag and drop. Click on OK. Okay, click on OK. So what to remember here? So make it both the direction so that the data travel or it can filter the data. Okay, it is used for filtering the data. Manufacturer ID. So we have manufacturer unit ID. I think unit ID. Okay, manufacturer unit ID, one to many. Okay, let us go for many to one. Okay, where is that manufacturer unit ID? Make it both. Okay, so plant code, sorry, product. Okay, where is that cat code? So we also have category code. Yeah, cat code. Drag and drop. Make it both direction. Okay, we made it. So what is the next thing? Package UOM ID. So where is that unit ID? Not unit ID. So let me check in the fact table. How do we make? So it is not. Where is that? Okay, we do not have UOM ID, unit of measure ID. Okay, ignore it. So here in the state, we have state code. Okay, in the state, we have state code and the state code, I think. Okay, state code, yes. Okay, main product category ID. Okay, main product category ID. Let me go. Where is that main product category ID? Yes, main product category ID. So make it both. Click on OK. Okay, and again, plant manager. Where is the plant manager? Plant manager ID, plant manager ID. Okay, plant manager ID. Where is that? Okay, PM ID. No, it is not the same. So it is ID. Okay, we need to check that. Okay, so okay, we have product ID. Where is that product ID? Product ID and product ID. Product ID, PPI ID. Yes. Yes. I think we all, except to pack size, we made all the relation between the tables. Okay, we did not made subcategory ID. Okay, many to one. Always remember from fact table to dimension table, make it both. Yes. So out of 10 tables, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 10 tables. Okay, 5 tables. And again here also 5 tables. Okay, out of 10 tables, 10 dimension tables, 9 dimension tables are being made the relation between the tables. Okay, yes, we made the relation between the tables. Now what is the next step? Next step is DAX, data analysis expression. I think we already made all the, what do you say, we created all the measures, calculations in the SQL data itself. But the thing is that, okay, in the fact table, so whatever you see with the summation symbol, okay, this symbol, okay, this symbol, these are all the calculations or the number data type or the values or the measures that we received from the data set. Okay, we received from the data set. These are all called as implicit measures. Okay, these are all called as implicit measures. So what is the next step? Okay, what is the next step? We need to create explicit measures. Okay, what do we need to do? We need to create explicit measures. Okay, what is implicit measures and what is explicit measure? Implicit measures are the columns, number columns, okay, value column, okay, that we received from the data set. Okay, so when we pull the data set into Power BI, we need to create explicit measures so that these measures are reusable dynamic calculations. Okay, so what do we need to do? Expected product quantity, right click and click on new measure and create sum of expected production quintal day. Okay, so what do we need to do? Expected production quintal by day, okay, equal to sum of expected, close the bracket, click on enter. Yes, we created. These measures will be used in the visualization. Okay, instead of using implicit measures in the visualization. So when we use implicit measure in the visualization, okay, we get an option called as, so if I pull implicit measure, okay, we get options. Don't summarize, sum, average, minimum, maximum, count, distinct, the standard deviation, variance, median. Okay, but if I pull the same thing, okay, when I expand, okay, we will not be getting any options like that. It will always be a summarization of the implicit measure. Okay, whatever the measure that we create, it's a summarization of the implicit measure. So that is the reason we create explicit measure. What is this? What is the mode? So how do you check the mode? The mode of the storage mode or the mode of the connectivity mode? Okay, go to model view. Okay, go to model view, expand the properties. In the advanced, you find, okay, not the category. Okay, when I click on this, okay, So the storage mode is import mode. If you see, okay, it is grayed out, but the storage mode is import mode. Okay, the storage mode is import mode. Okay, so let me click on edit. For example, let me click on edit. Do we have anything? No, it is not for import mode. Okay, so this is we can. This is the import mode. Okay, this is the way we get the data into Power BI. The first way is import mode. No, the second method is building the semantic model, one of the most important interview question, and also most of the companies follow. Okay, what is that? Building the semantic model. Okay, let me remove this. So let me click on, okay, do not, okay, let me go for blank report. Okay, so in the interview, if you get a question, what is the data source or what kind of a connectivity mode did you use in your organization? So you should say that we sometimes we go for import mode if the data source is Excel, but if the data source is SQL database, and if you want to handle huge amount of data, we go for the direct query mode, or we build the semantic model. So what is the agenda right now? Building the semantic model. Okay, what is that? So we are building the semantic model. What is a semantic model? Okay, you heard it. You heard about the semantic model. Okay, previously 6 months back or 1 year back, this semantic model was called as a data set. Okay, data set. What is a data set? When we do some analysis by pulling the data into Power BI, and at the time of publishing the report, okay, we have an option called as publish the report. Okay, in Power BI service, the data set will also, whatever the data that we are using behind for building the report plus data set will also be published into the Power BI service. Okay, data set, whatever the data set that we have, that is called as a data set, the data that we used. Now, this data set is turned into semantic model. Okay, how do we get the data? How do we connect it to the semantic model? Okay, so click on get data, click on SQL Server. Okay, what we are trying to do, we are trying to get the data into Power BI. Click on advanced option, expand advanced option, go to go here. There is no need of copy pasting this query. Okay, why? We already built a view. What do we need to do? Just connect to the view. That's it. What is that view? Analytics underscore new. Okay, so let me expand the view we created in the previous session. Okay, we created in the previous session. This is the view. Okay, master underscore main underscore new underscore data. It is the view. Let me copy this. Go to Power BI, paste it over here. What do you do? Select star from. You type select star from. The next thing, server name. We need to enter the server name. What is the server name? So this is the server name. When you click on the correct, you will get the server name. Paste it. Database, even though it is saying optional, we need to enter. That's also mandatory. What is the database? DBSU, what is this? This is the database. Okay, paste it over here, database. Okay, click on direct query mode. The important thing is that direct query mode. Okay, click on this. Click on OK. So it's loading, let it load. Why it is taking much time? Yeah. Yes. So let me click on load. Okay. So let it load. Okay. The data is loading into Power BI. Yes, the data is loaded. So what did we do? We have connected to the direct query mode. Okay, let me rename this. Okay, rename this as the view. Okay, so we have got, let me expand it. So we have got all the columns available in this table. So let me go to model view. Okay, so you see that there is no table view. Okay, if I go to untitled, okay, we have the table view, we can see the data. Okay, we are able to see the data. Okay, if I click on brand family, yes, we are able to see the data. This because this is in the import mode. In the import mode, okay, when we also connect to the what do you say, to the SQL server in the import mode, we can see the data. But when we connect to the direct query mode, we will not be able to see the data. Okay, if I hover over here, okay, name of the view is, storage mode is direct query, data source type is SQL server database, server name and the database name. Okay, server name and the database name. You see, storage mode, direct query mode. If I click on this, do we get anything? Under the advanced, you see direct query mode. I can change it. I can also change it into import mode. But the thing is that when you try to change it to the import mode, this will not be reversible. You can change direct query mode to import mode, but you cannot change import mode to direct query mode. Okay, so this is, so let us not make any changes. What is the next step? What we are trying to do, we are trying to build a semantic model. Okay, what is the next step? In the next step, in the semantic model, what we can do? So first step in the semantic model, data modeling, we can go for data modeling, that is making relation between the tables. Okay, making relationship between the tables. Okay, making relationship between the tables. But there is no need of making relation between the tables because we already joined the data. We already joined the tables in SQL query. We handled it. We handled the data modeling in the SQL server itself. Okay, you can also connect. If you want to connect, click on the SQL server. Okay, SQL server. So what do you need to do? Advanced option. There is no need of going through the advanced option. What do you need to do? Click on this. Go to Object Explorer. You can copy paste directly. You can select the tables. Okay, let me copy this. Paste the server name. Sorry. Paste the database name. Okay, and what do we need to do? Server name. Control C. Control V. Click on OK. There is no need of copy pasting the tables. Okay, there is no need of doing that. So I can click on the tables. I can get the data from Power BI, from SQL to here. Okay, from SQL till here. So what we can do after getting the data, so we can directly go for direct query mode. So there is no need of selecting. So paste the database. Okay, server name. Okay, what is the database? So this is the database. Paste it over here. Okay, click on OK. Okay, click on OK. So let me select only two tables, three tables. Okay, category, okay, brand family, manufacturing unit, and let me get product. Okay, instead of taking subcategory, let me take the subcategory and click on load. Okay, I'm trying to load the data into here. Okay, the first and foremost thing that we can do is make the relation between the tables. We are trying now, what we are trying to do now, what is our agenda? Building the semantic model. What semantic model can have? Okay, so here if you see, so direct query mode, what we can do? Subcategory code, subcategory ID. So where is the subcategory ID? Subcategory ID. So I'll make the relation between the tables. Okay, so let me make it both, save. Okay, one more table, category code, category code. Where is that category code? Category code and category code. Okay, let it load. Many to many. Oh, so we have multiple data in category code. Cat code, cat code. Okay, I think we have multiple. Do we have multiple data? Beverage, beverage. Okay, brand family. Huh? What is this? Okay, this is not the category code. This is the brand family, brand family. What is this table? Oh, we are sorry. That is not the table. Okay, where is another one? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so that is fact. We are trying to make the relation between two views. Okay, that is not right. Okay, brand family code, brand family. Where is the brand family? Brand family ID, brand family code. Okay, brand family, brand family. Okay, so click on make it both and click on save. Yes, we made the relation. What is the first step? Make the relation between the tables. Okay, first step is make the relation between the tables. Yes, we made the relation between the tables. Second step in semantic model. Second step is data analysis expression. Okay, implement the calculations. Implement the calculations. Okay, second step is implement the calculations. You can create a measure. Okay, but you cannot create the calculated column. We have the limitations. Okay, so we have some uh, issues. Okay, and the third one is publish this. Okay, publish this model. Okay, publish this data set. Now it is not called as a data set, it is called as a semantic model. Okay, so then open the Power BI report again, connect to this direct query mode. Let us see that. How do we do that? Let us see that. Okay, you remember this? Okay, you ignore this. Okay, you ignore this. Now our focus is to work on this. Okay, work on this. So let me expand this view. Okay, what do we need to do? We need to go for writing all the calculations part. Okay, so we need to go for writing all the calculation part. Okay, all the calculation part. So what do we do now? Let us go one by one. Okay, let us go one by one. Okay, let us implement the calculations. Okay, so first and foremost calculation is average. Okay, average monthly production. Okay, what do I do? There are many calculations available, so I'll just copy paste it. Okay, I'll just copy paste the query, the measures. Sorry. Okay, right click. Where is that? New measure and paste it over here. Okay, average monthly production. Okay, underscore new, yeah, average monthly production. And the next one is base cost. Okay, next one is base cost. So we will create one by one. So if you see average monthly production, capacity utilization percentage, let it be like that. Distribution margin percentage, let it be like that. X factory production. Okay, X factory production. X factory X factory price. Okay, so let me get X factory price. Control C. Okay, we can also do it in another way, but let me right click, new measure. Okay, paste it over here. Click on OK. Okay, click on OK. And let me also go for another way, another one. Production, X factory production. Right click, new measure. The next one is production. Okay, click on OK. Next one is X factory target. Okay, X factory target. New measure. Control V. Okay, X factory price expected. Okay, it is target. Okay, we can go for making like target. Okay, so we made changes. Okay, we made changes. But the thing is that what do we need to do? We need to write for all. So there are many. Okay, there are many calculations available. So what do we do? So I already implemented all these calculations. Okay, I already implemented all these calculations. Let me show that to you. Okay, let me show that to you, because there are many calculations. Yesterday night, the whole night, from yesterday morning till evening, till night, I worked on all these calculations. Okay, so what I did, so I made grouping of the calculations. Okay, so that you explain the same thing in the interview. Okay, what is the first way? First method is making the relation between the tables. Okay, doing the data transformation. So we cannot do any data transformation if our connectivity mode is direct query mode. Okay, if our connectivity mode is direct query mode, we cannot make any. We cannot go to. We can go to Power Query Editor, but we cannot make changes. Yes, if we can make changes, but it asks us to change it into the import mode. Okay, it asks us how. Let me also show that to you. At least you get some information. Okay, so you can handle the interview. So this is a semantic model. Okay, this is the direct. I don't know whether what is the type of data source that we create, that we made. Okay, let it load. So let me make some changes. Remove, duplicate the column. Yes, this is not the direct query mode. Okay, so what is the direct query mode? I think we already used it. The one which we are using. Okay, this is the direct query mode. Okay, go to transform data. Go to transform data. Okay, let me make some changes to the data. Right click, duplicate the column. What I'm doing, I'm just duplicating the column. Now you see we got one message. This step results in a query that is not supported in the direct query mode. What it is asking, switch all tables to import mode. We will not be able to see this data transformation step on the direct query mode connectivity mode. Direct query connectivity mode. Until and unless we switch all tables to import mode, we can see this transformation changes. Okay, we cannot make any changes on the direct query mode. If you want to make any changes, make it in the SQL server, SQL query. Okay, make it in the SQL query. So what do I do? Let me close this. Do not apply. Okay, do not apply. So what do I do now? So we need to implement all the calculations. Okay, we need to implement all the calculations. So let me implement all, because others we do not have that in that as a. So where is that? This is not a direct query mode. So that is the reason we need to implement all the calculations, all the measures. Okay. Yes, let us implement one by one. Be patient. Okay, let us go one by one. Okay, let us go one by one. So first thing, let me implement all the calculations. Okay. So first, let us go with capacity quintal. Okay, expected production capacity quintal. So let us go from there. New measure. Okay, paste it. Okay. Okay. So discard changes. Okay. So what is the next thing? Lost capacity. Okay. So we already have a column called as lost capacity. So let me right click, new measure. Okay. What we need to do? We need to create something like whatever the measures that we are creating. Let us create a group folder, not the group folder. Okay. Let me name this as capacity quintal. Okay. So go to data modeling, model view, select one measure. Okay, you in the properties you will get the name. Okay, a display folder, capacity quintal, click on enter. Okay, capacity folder, click on enter. Last capacity, enter the folder again, click on enter. Okay, because we are trying to create all the measures should be created under, not all the measures, the required, whatever the related measures that we are creating on the quintals. So let it go to that, so that we can refer in the future. Okay, we can refer in the future. Produced, the next one is production. Okay, so whatever we are trying to segregate this, separate. Okay, so production will be the capacity measures will be in the capacity quintal. Okay, the capacity quintal is completed. What is the next thing? Maintenance cost by day. Okay, this is maintenance cost. New measure. The maintenance cost we added. The next thing is that the capacity it is added. Capacity is added. Okay, the next thing is that MRP measures. Okay, MRP expected. Okay, so let me create. Right click, new measure. MRP expected. Why MRP expected is not there? MRP target. I think we made some changes yesterday, so that is the reason you are getting some naming changes. MRP produced. Okay, MRP produced. Right click, new measure. Next one is MRP production. MRP production. Click on OK. Okay, so we created MRP. So what do we need to do? So let me put it in a single folder. Okay, what is that? MRP. Let me go for typing. MRP. Yes. So these three measures fall under MRP folder. Okay, these three measures fall under MRP folder. Plant cost by day. So let me create a measure, plant cost by day. Okay. So why plant cost? Okay, we only have plant cost. Okay. Next one is plant working hours. Okay. So new measure, plant working hours. Okay. The next one is pre-tax MRP. Okay. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to create all the measures. So let me go for creating pre-tax measure. Okay. Pre-tax expected is the target, I think. Target. Okay. Next one is pre-tax produced. New measure, pre-tax produced. Next one, pre-tax expected is already used. Okay. Produced. Okay. Next one is production. Okay. Next one is production. So what do? We can go for writing it in a single folder. That is pre-tax. Okay, what is that? Pre-tax MRP. Okay, the display folder. So it all falls under pre-tax MRP. I think in the price X factory. Where is the price? X factory price. Where is the X factory? Yeah, these are all fall under X factory. Let me copy the name X factory. Display folder X factory. Okay. And what is the next one? So we have production variance. So let me save this. So if we do not save, we may lose the data. Browse this. Okay. So here, let me save this as what is the name? Manufacturing Manufacturing unit performance metrics. Okay. Manufacturing unit. Okay. Performance. Sorry. Or we can directly go for giving the name. Okay. Cool Bev Analytics. Okay. Analytics. Uh, Metrics. Okay. Let me go for writing analytics metrics. Okay. Apply later. Click on discard. Okay. So we created this. Okay. Next one is profit. So what do we do? So let us go for creating the profit. Right click, new measure. Profit target. Profit produced. New measure. Produced. Next one is profit production. So why do we need all these? Because we can compare the data. So what is the difference between produced production and target? Okay, produced production and target. In the technical terminology, it is called as a actual versus plan versus target. Okay, so let me put all these pre-tax, not pre-tax, profit in a folder. Okay, in a folder that is profit. Yes, we created measures for the profit. Okay. Next one, total retail packs produced. Okay, packs per quintal. So whatever we have. So new measure, pack per quintal. So let me give the name as display folder, total retail packs. Okay, where is that total retail packs? Yeah. So here we can go for creating another one, that is total retail packs produced. New measure. Okay, total retail packs produced. Next one, production. New measure, production. Next one, target. So let it load. Next one, new measure, target. Okay, yes, we created it. Okay, we created all. So we also have the variance. Okay, we also have wholesale price. Okay, so let us go with the wholesale price. Then the next one we will go for the variance. Okay, new measure. Okay, so it is not the expected, it is the target. Yes, we created new measure. Click on OK. For the production also, let me create. Yes. So these are all fall under wholesale. So let me make this as wholesale. Wholesale. Click on OK. Yes, we created all. So we can also go for creating the variance. Okay, the variance. So what is variance? So in the previous session, yes, we discussed what is the variance. Okay, variance, it is a statistic concept. What is a variance? So variance is like a difference. Okay, difference between two numbers. Okay, two numbers from target. So how much variance? Okay, how the produced. Okay, how produced. Okay, is deviating from production or target. So it is like how actual is deviating from the business plan or the target. How produced quintal by day, okay, is deviating, is difference, okay, from the production and the target. Okay, that is variance. So let us see that. So how do we find the variance? Okay, right click, new measure. Okay, variance is like a difference. It is a subtraction. Okay, which is a difference between produced and production. Okay, produced quintal by day minus production quintal by day. So that is variance produced. And the next one is with the target. Right click, new measure. So this is with the target. And we get the number. From this, we get the number. But we also want to have the percentage. Okay. So if you want to see the percentage of the deviation, we can use the percentage formula like, so divide produced capacity minus production capacity divided by production capacity by quintal. Okay, it is like seeing the growth. Okay, what is the growth formula? Okay, what is the growth formula? Produced capacity. Okay, minus production capacity divided by production capacity. So we have a formula like sales growth. If you want to find out the current year minus previous year divided by previous year. Divided by previous year. So this is the formula of growth. Okay, this is the formula of growth. Whatever the domain that you work, finance domain, commercial domain, or supply chain domain, HR domain, whatever the domain that you work, the growth percentage or growth formula remains same. Current year minus previous year divided by previous year. Or we can also go for Googling the formula. Okay, go to Google and search for the year on year growth. Okay, year on year growth formula. Okay, what is the year over year growth or year on year growth formula? So it is the measure over two comparable periods such as current and prior period. Okay, if I go for divided by prior value, okay, current value minus prior value divided by prior value. Okay, so that is the formula of the year over year growth or month on month growth or sales growth. Okay, so that is the formula. So what happens? So we can see, we can compare our data with last year data. Okay, what we can do? We can compare our value with last year value. Or here, what is here? We can compare it with production and produced. So new measure. Okay, so let me click on OK. Okay, yes, we created that. So let me give the naming as variance, the folder name variance. Okay, let us also put the same thing, the percentage in here. Where is the percentage? So both of them also should go into the variance. Okay, we created the variance. Okay, what is the next thing? I'm checking the next calculation part. Okay, so we also have base cost per pack calculations. Okay, so let me create that. Right click, new measure. Produced base cost. The first thing that we need to calculate, produced base cost. Produced base cost. Okay, so let us put directly into that folder, produced base cost. Here is that base cost. Yeah. So other, so let us go and create others. Right click, new measure, paste it and click on OK. Yes, we created that production base cost. Next, target base cost. Okay, so you need to remember everything because you need to handle interview. Okay, target base cost is completed. So what is the thing? The next thing that we need to do, variance of the base cost. Okay, what is the next thing? Variance of the base cost. We need to look into the variance. Okay, so let me copy that variance. Right click. Variance is the difference between the produced and production. What is the base cost from the produced? What is the base cost from the variance? Okay, not from the variance, from the produced and production. Okay, so this is target produced. Okay, and also we can go for the percentage. Standard formulas. These are all the standard formulas. Okay, do not think this as a dummy formulas. Okay, you will not find the data set anywhere, GitHub, Kaggle, okay, or repositories. Any repositories, you will not be able to find out the data set. I prepared the data set. Yesterday, I tried changing the data set because yesterday night I worked. Okay, to explain you, yesterday night I worked. So we created almost all the calculation part. Okay, we created almost all the calculations. Okay, we created all the calculations. But when we go through the uh, date information, okay, when we go to the date information, so when we implement, if I want to see the prior year or previous year sales, previous month sales, or if we want to implement some date add function, same period last year function, or parallel period function. So when we try to implement these date functions on the date column, okay, what is the thumb rule to remember? The thumb rule is you should have a complete date. Data should have complete date. So what does the complete date means? So whichever the year you take, okay, 2025, okay, every month it should have certain. So if you take January, it should have 31 days. The transaction should be 31 days. If one day is missing, you can't implement date add parallel period or same period last year. Okay, for example, in our data, we are missing few transactional dates. Okay, so in January, we missed one day. February, we do not have a few days. Okay, based on the month. Okay, based on the month. Jan should have 31 days. February should have 28 or 29 days based on the leap year. Okay, March should have 30 days. Okay, based on its month. But if I mean the transactions, probably like transactions, it should have the transactions. If one or other day is missing, the transaction is missing, we will get blank or we will get some issues in the values when we implement the date functions. Okay, how to overcome this? Okay, how to overcome this? Another interview scenario. Okay, we need to create, we need to have, we need to have the date table. We need to have the date table. Okay, we need to have the date table. There are three ways of creating the date calendar table. Okay, there are three ways of creating the calendar table. Okay, first way. What is the first way? First way is creating. First way is creating calendar table. Okay, it takes the range of dates. Okay, date one, date two. So start date, end date. Simple start date, comma end date. Okay, start date, comma end date. So we can create it. After creating it, what do we need to do? We need to make the relation between the tables. Make relation between date columns. Between date columns. What happens? If it is a manufactured date relation with the date. Okay. So this date, okay, in our visualization, in the calculation, we can use the column from date table, the calendar table that we created. We can also use these date columns in the visualization also. Whatever the date that you are using for the when this date is with the manufacturing date, then this is called as a manufacturing date. Manufacturing dates. So you can pull the month, year. Okay, you can pull year, month. This is a date. For example, you have another column called as order date. Okay, when you pull the column, when you make the relation from order date to date relationship, whatever the date from the calendar table becomes order date. Okay, you can pull year, month, quarter, day. You also have one more date called as sales date, the day you are selling the products, and you made the relation with the date column in the calendar table. This calendar table okay, becomes, this calendar table becomes the sale date. This calendar table becomes sale date. So you can pull year, month, day, quarter. Those year, month, day, quarter are the sales dates. Okay, and this concept is called as uh, time dimension. Time dimension rule. One of the interview question. Okay, one of the interview question. When I attended the interview for the second company, this is the question that I got. Okay, how the role? What is the role of time dimension? Okay, it is like Dashavatar, one single Kamal Hassan. Okay, the same Kamal Hassan, he can act like a, what is that in the Dashavatar movie? He can act like a taller person. Okay, so same Kamal Hassan, he can act like a George Bush. The same Kamal Hassan, he can act like a Chinese person. Okay, so it is like when you connect, your table has order date, and your order date is connected to the date column in the calendar table, then that becomes order date. When you pull the dates from the calendar date, that becomes order date. You have the sale date. Okay, you made the relation from sale date to the date in the calendar table. That date becomes sales date. Okay, and same thing manufacture date. Okay, it is like Kamal Hassan is playing. Okay, Hassan also acted like a lady. So the same. Okay, like that. So this is about. So what do we need to do? Now we need to create the calendar table. Okay, because we need to overcome that problem. Okay, you would ask me, okay, there is no year column in this table. Do we have year? Yes, we have year. I think we pulled to the year. I think in the query, I think we pulled it. Do we have the year? Control F, year. Yes, we have the year. FPM dot year. Okay, but if you want to have the quarter, month, day, so what do we need to do? We need to get it from that table. So how do we create? Click on the new table. Okay, we are creating the calculated table. Okay, we are creating the calculated table. Okay, let me minimize this, the properties. Let me minimize this and let me click on save. Okay, apply later. Okay, so what do we need to do? Click on new table. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to create the date calendar table. Okay, let me write date table equal to. So how do we want to create? We calendar table takes the minimum start date and the end date, but we want to get the dates considering the table. Okay, considering the we have a manufacture date column in the fact table. But whenever we should not be creating the data from 2010 to 2030. Dynamically, the date should add in the date table. How do we do that? Okay, so let us see that how do we do this. Variable, I'm creating the variables. Okay, variable minimum date. It is called as a minimum date equal to. Okay, so minimum. So what is the function? Minimum from the manufacture date. Okay, from the manufactured date. Manufactured date. Okay, from the, we need to take it from the this table. Yes, we created. Again, variable. Okay, max date. Max date equal to max of the same column. Let me copy paste the same column. Okay, let me copy paste the same table. Shift enter for the next line. So we need to return. Okay, return. Add column is the function where we can add the columns. Okay, it takes table comma name comma expression, returns a table with new columns specified by the DAX expression. Okay, so let us implement the function calendar. What is a calendar function? We will get the range of dates based on the start and end date. In the start date, let us add the minimum date, the variable we created, comma. In the end date, we can add the max date. Max date. Okay, close the bracket, close. Shift enter. Name one comma expression. Okay. So in the calendar date, okay, understand the concept. Concept is important. In the calendar date, we need date column, comma, date column, year column, month column, year month column. We can do it. We can also do it in another way. Okay, how do we do it? So let me take off this. Okay, let me copy this. Control A X. Okay, or Control Z. Oh, Control Z. Yeah. So let me click on it. Okay. For now, let me click on OK. Okay, it does not work, but let me go for new table again. We can directly create. We can directly create. How do we create? So let me go for calendar table equal to, okay, calendar is the table name. So we can get the start date. What is the start date? So min of the manufactured date. Okay, manufactured date. Okay, manufactured date, comma, close the bracket, comma, max of, again manufactured date, manufactured date. Okay, close the bracket, click on enter. So what is the output that we are going to get? Minimum date from the manufactured date, maximum date from the manufactured date. When there will be a transaction in the fact table, we will also get it in here. So we received date. Okay, we received date column. So what do we need to do again? If we want to extract year from this, I need to click on new column, extract year by using the year function, equal to year of, okay, date. What is that? Calendar table date. So if I want month, I need to create. If I want year, month, I need to create that. Instead of creating again and again, implementing the calculated columns, what we can do, click on the new table, Control V, add column creates the table. We can add the number of columns. Okay, shift enter, double quotes, year. So this is the name. Okay, this is the name of the column. Now we need to enter the expression. What is the expression? Year of date. Year of date. Okay, year of date. Year of date. Okay, comma, shift enter. Again, what do we need to do? Month number, comma. So month of, okay, month of date, close the bracket, shift enter. Okay, the next one. So that one is month number. So here month. Okay, so we can go for formatting. We need to get the short month. Okay, so date, comma, double quotes, MMM, short month we will get. Close the bracket, comma, shift enter. Again, year month. Okay, year month. This is used for the line chart. If you want to go for trend line analysis of the data. So how the data is, how the sales are from the last 10 years, how there is an increase or decrease. We usually find it in the gold price. If you search for the last 1 year gold price, you find the line chart that is going up and down, up and down. Okay, in the gold, there is no down. It is always up. Okay, format, date, comma, so double quotes, YYY, okay, MM. So we get date and month. Click on enter. Okay, so why? What happened? Oh, date table is already existing. Oh, okay, we already have it. I'm sorry. Okay, let me copy paste it. Okay, click on OK. So we got it. Okay, what is the next step? Okay, what is the next step? Where is that date table? Yeah, here we have the date table. So what do we need to do? We need to make the relation between these two tables. Okay, where is the manufactured date? Manufactured date and the date column. Okay, so make it both and click on OK. Yes, we made the relation between the tables. Date, let me make it into where is the table? So now you are able to see the date column. Okay, in the date, discard changes. So make this into date into only date format because time doesn't make any sense. And make it into short date. Always remember, make it into short date. Yes. And calendar date, let me delete this. After this, what do we need to do? Okay, after this, what do we need to do? We need to create. Okay, so let me publish this. Okay, what did we do? We created all the calculations. Okay, let me click on publish this. Click on save. Apply later. Let us not apply anything. Apply later. Okay, so let it load. Yes. So in Power BI service, okay, in Power BI service, app.powerbi.com. Okay, so we need to create a workspace. What do we need to do? We need to create the workspace. So here I already created CoolWeb Manufacturing Analytics platform. So let us publish the report to the same CoolWeb Manufacturing Analytics platform. Click on select. Yes, this one is published. So let us go through there. Click on this workspace. Okay, CoolWeb Analytics Metrics. Okay, this is what we published. Okay, now let me open another report, blank report. Yes, I opened blank report. What do we need to do? Click on get data. Okay, what we need to do, what is our agenda now? Whatever the data set, sorry, it is not the data set, that is called as a semantic model. Okay, this is called as, okay, this is called as semantic model. You also see that what it is called? It is called as semantic model. Okay, this is called as semantic model. Semantic model contains data modeling. Semantic model contains the calculations. Semantic model contains all the data transformations. And we publish that semantic model to the cloud, Power BI service. From Power BI, we connect to that semantic model. Okay, connecting to that semantic model. Click on Power BI semantic model. Okay, what is that semantic model that we have that we need to connect? CoolWeb Analytics Metrics. Click on connect. Okay, click on connect. Yes. Now we have got, now we connected to the semantic model. What do you see here? Connected live to semantic model, the name of the semantic model. Okay. So it is asking us make changes to this model. No, there is no need of making any changes. We got all the tables. Go to model view. Okay, go to model view. Hover over any report, any table. Okay, let me hover over because we are working on this view. Let me hover over it. You see the name of name, data source SQL server, server name, and CoolWeb Analytics is the database. Okay, and we have connected to SSAS, SQL Server Analysis Service. Okay, okay. So do you want to make any changes to the data modeling? Click on this. Okay, expand the properties. No, you cannot change anything in the semantic model. You cannot change the data modeling. You cannot change the calculations. For example, we created all the calculations. Let me expand it. Average monthly production. If I click on this, no, you will not get anything. You can't see the calculation part. X factory price. Click on this. No, no, You are not able to get the formula bar. Price, no. Okay. This is called as connecting to the semantic model. Okay. So this is called as connecting to the semantic model. Okay. You explain same thing in the interview. It's your job to explain the same thing when they ask, walk us through your project. Okay. What is a semantic model? So did you ever use semantic model in your organization? What are all the connectivity modes did you connect? So these are all the questions. How do you handle huge amount of data in Power BI? Does Power BI handle huge amount of data? Okay, these are all the questions related to whatever the concepts that we discussed till now. Okay, for example, you want to get, so let me do one thing. Let me show that to you. You follow the same thing. Okay, so here the difficult part is the fact table only, because I found difficulty in getting the data into SQL. Others it is so easy. Okay, others it is so easy. So click on, okay, download this first. You download this. Okay, it is downloaded. Okay, it is downloading. Okay, where do we have it? Download. No, it is not still downloaded. Where is it? It is downloaded. Okay, so go to SQL Server. So you create the database first. Without creating the database, you will not be able to get the data into any database.
Any blank database I need to create?
Any database. Create a database.
Yes.
Name of the database.
Yeah.
Then again use the database. Okay.
Yes.
Go to Object Explorer. Right click on the database. You have an option called as import to flat files. In the task, okay, in the task, click on import to flat files. Okay, import to flat files. Click on specific input location. Click on browse. Go to that download, whatever the path. Okay, it is in the download, but if you have any specific path, go to that path. Okay, one more thing to remember, SQL only takes, the SQL server only takes, SSMS only takes CSV format. Okay, only CSV format. Click on open. Go to preview data. Okay, it is saying that, where is that? Okay. It is saying that name is already existing. Let me go for making it into testing. Go to preview data. Okay, you can see the format of the data. Okay, this is the view of the data. Okay, go to modify columns. Do not make any changes. Okay, do not make any changes. Go to summary. Okay, click on finish.